Good evening. I welcome you again to the fifth webinar of the ongoing lecture series on women's intimate health by Dr. Ragini Agrawal and Indian Academy of Cosmetic Dermatology and Gynecology. On behalf of Jagsonpal Pharmaceuticals Limited, makers of Cystelia M, the right combination of 40:1 ratio of myoinositol and D-chiroinositol, Cystelia 35, the most effective OC pill for PCOS, and Lycorate Prex sachet. I'm Dr. Vipin Tyagi, along with my teammates, Dr. Deepika Chhabra and Mr. Amit Saxena. September being PCOS Awareness Month, we bring to you webinar today on sequelae of PCOD Part 2. Part 1 of this webinar was held on 16th September with good attendance. Welcome to convener and moderators for today's discussion, Dr. Ragini Agrawal, National Vice President FOXI, President IACDG, and Founder Chair, Aesthetic Health Committee of IMS, and Dr. Chandan Kachru, Chairperson, Udan Project, Harov Gaini, and Consultant, W. Pratiksha Hospital, Gurugram. We have with us today psychologist, physiotherapist, dermatologist, dietitian, sleep disorders specialist, and gynecologist as our panel members. From W. Pratiksha Hospital, Gurugram, Dr. Mandakini Chopra, PT, Senior Physiotherapist, Dr. Natasha Vijendran Agrawal, Dermatologist, Dr. Poonam Punia, Clinical Psychologist, Dr. Pratibha Dogra, Senior Respiratory and Sleep Physician, Dr. Shikha Jain, Director and Head, Obstetrics Gynae, Navjeevan Hospital and Maternity Center, Gurugram, Dr. Shilpa Yadav, Consultant Dietitian, Gurugram. Welcome to all attendees present with us today. Please note this webinar is brought to you as knowledge sharing initiative by Jagsonpal Medical Services, and this session is streaming on Facebook Live. The recording will remain on Jagsonpal's YouTube channel for reference and promotion. We request all attendees to please post your queries by text in the Q&A box to be answered at the end. I will now request Dr. Ragini Agrawal ma'am to kindly initiate the session. Ma'am.
Welcome you all for the second part of the PCOS sequelae of the PCO beyond infertility. हमें सबको मालूम है PCO जो है आज एक घर घर की एक ऐसी बीमारी बन चुकी है जैसे everyone knows the COVID. So everybody know PCOS or PCOD or what the youngster call it PCOS. It's a very beautiful name, PCOS. I also liked it. So first half we have discussed in detail the scientific basis of the PCOD, and in this particular part we are going to for the management in a very simpler way, which is the real management of the PCOD. The real management of the PCOD is lifestyle modifications. So today in my panel I have the real warrior for the managing PCOD, because PCOD, when we talk about the infertility, that is something else. We are not going to discuss it at all. हम यहाँ पे बात करने जा रहे हैं PCOD की, जो कि बेसिकली हम प्रिवेंट कैसे करें, और जो सबसे बड़ी बात है हमारे यंगस्टर्स होते हैं, एडोलसेंट होते हैं, many time they are more problematic with their body image problem, their cosmetic problem. So we are bringing those solution also. And third thing very important is a sleep disorder, जो कि usually हम connect ही नहीं कर पाते हैं. It is because of the PCOS, and और उसको हम इधर से उधर सोचते रहते हैं कि भाई रात में नींद नहीं आ रही है तो क्यों नहीं आ रही है. Maybe it is a part of your PCOS because of the obesity, because of the metabolic disturbances, and ये problem चलती रहती है. तो लेट्स स्टार्ट विद द प्रेजेंटेशन, एंड हम जैसे जैसे इसको चलता रहेगा वैसे वैसे हम इसको. सो बेसिकली जब हम पीसीओ की बात करते हैं तो पीसीओ इज अ लाइफस्टाइल डिसऑर्डर. दिस डिजीज इज एक्चुअली not a disease. It can manage our day-to-day lifestyle and with the very early stages of our life. What it causes a metabolic storm in the body. We call PCOS is a master of lifestyle disorder. It is most common endocrine abnormality in the woman. What is endocrine abnormality for the viewers? जो कि हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं आज के प्रोग्राम में। डॉक्टर्स के साथ साथ हमारे पेशेंट भी हैं। बेसिकली हमें किस ढंग से उनकी काउंसलिंग करनी है, हमारे सारे पेशेंट की जो हमारे पास पीसीओएस से आते हैं, बेसिकली इस प्रोग्राम को हम इस ढंग से बता रहे हैं कि हमारे डॉक्टर्स को भी किस सिंपल लैंग्वेज में हमारे पेशेंट्स को ये बात समझानी चाहिए और किस ढंग से इस बीमारी के बारे में उनको नॉलेज देनी चाहिए। बिकॉज विदाउट एजुकेशन एनी लाइफ लॉन्ग प्रॉब्लम nobody can cure, nobody can control and nobody can follow your advice. अगर हमें उन्हें कंप्लायंस देना है, उनको ये समझाना है कि किस ढंग से वो अपनी बीमारी को संभाल सकते हैं, तो हमें कहीं ना कहीं उनको बेसिक्स उसको समझाना पड़ेगा। और यही मेरी गुजारिश सारे पेशेंट से भी है। कहीं कहीं हम इंग्लिश में भी बोलेंगे, मेडिकल वर्ड भी आएंगे, तो वो मेडिकल वर्ड हम जानबूझ के ला रहे हैं, क्योंकि until unless you understand those medical words, जब आप डॉक्टर के पास जाते हो आपको समझाने में मुश्किल होती है, क्योंकि हर चीज को हम मेडिकल वर्ड को कन्वर्ट करके आपको सिंपल लैंग्वेज में नहीं समझाया जा सकता है। अब एंडोक्राइन जो है, एंडोक्राइन आपके हार्मोनल सिस्टम को कहते हैं। तो ये सबसे मेन हार्मोनल प्रॉब्लम है जो कि वुमेन्स में होती है, एंड इसके साथ साथ इट इज अ मेजर हेल्थ इकोनॉमिक बर्डन ऑल्सो। एंड मेन स्टे इसका लाइफस्टाइल इंटरवेंशन है, जो कि डाइटरी, एक्सरसाइज एंड बिहेवियरल थेरेपी से आता है। फॉर दैट वी हैव अ dietitian, Dr. Shilpa with us. We have an exercise specialist, Dr. Mandakini with us, and Dr. Poonam Punia, who is a clinical psychologist. So, what is the sequelae? Means आपको अगर पास जब ने एक 18 years में बोला you are suffering with the PCO, so not this PCO will finish after you go for an infertility treatment, have a child, and you forget. No, you are not going to forget this PCO because इसका जो आगे आने वाला जो समय है, अगर आपका पीसीओ बिगड़ जाता है, व्हाट यू आर गोइंग टू हैव, यू आर गोइंग टू हैव लॉट्स ऑफ कॉस्मेटिक प्रॉब्लम, जो यंग एज में भी हो सकती है, बाद में भी हो सकती है, अनवांटेड हेयर्स हो सकते हैं, पिगमेंटेशन हो सकती है, एक्ने निकल सकती है, आपकी ओबेसिटी बढ़ सकती है, और उससे भी ज्यादा which is the biggest problem is the metabolic consequences, यानी कि आपके शरीर में ग्लूकोज एब्नॉर्मलिटी लीडिंग टू द डायबिटीज, dyslipidemia यानी कि लिपिड प्रॉब्लम, नॉन अल्कोहलिक स्टीरोहेपेटाइटिस। दैट इज अ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग जो विच आई वांट टू ब्रॉट इन लाइट। मैक्सिमम लोग उसको नहीं जानते हैं कि पीसीओ से आपका लीवर के ऊपर असर पड़ता है, लीवर में फाइब्रोसिस हो जाती है, और कुछ कुछ लीवर के अंदर चेंजेस ऐसे होने लगते हैं जो कि अल्कोहल पीने वाले को अंदर में होते हैं। एंड नॉट ओनली दिस, coronary artery disease that is separate, it's not like blood pressure, आप प्लेग से जम जाते हैं, एंड आपके कार्डियोवैस्कुलर डिजीज होने की भी प्रॉब्लम्स बढ़ जाती है। एंड नेक्स्ट थिंग विच इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इज एंडोमेट्रियल हाइपरप्लेजिया, यानी आपकी यूट्रस की मेम्ब्रेन थिक हो जाती है और उसमें ब्लीडिंग बढ़ने लगती है, पॉलिप्स हो जाते हैं, और यही कैंसर होने की संभावना भी बढ़ जाती है। सो कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस गो ऑन, there are so many things, your consumptive behavior changes, your sleep disorder comes up, your depression comes up. So it's very very necessary we should focus on the PCOD, which is an epidemic today and causing a big havoc in their life. Exact pathophysiology ये होता क्यों, it is very difficult, still not very clear, but underlying is a hormone imbalance, and two hormones which is responsible for it is increased androgen, यानी increased male hormone in the body of a female, and second is a serum insulin level. Serum insulin आपकी शुगर को डाइजेशन करने के लिए होता है, which is because of that it lead to the diabetes mellitus also in the patient who are having the PCOD in the younger age group. उनको आगे चल करके डायबिटीज होने की संभावना बहुत ज्यादा हो जाती है। और क्या क्या इसमें जेनेटिकली, ये कैन बी प्रोन बाय द जेनेटिक्स, बट ऐसा नहीं है सिर्फ खाली जेनेटिक्स से ही सब कुछ नहीं होता है। एनवायरमेंटल फैक्टर्स, your wrong diet, your sedentary lifestyle can change it. Obesity, yes, it can also precipitate it. Ovarian dysfunction and hypothalamic pituitary abnormalities also can complicate the PCO, because you can be having a hypothalamic pituitary abnormality along with the PCO also, or vice versa. So insulin resistance, the hormone which is secreted from the pancreas for the your glucose metabolism, मतलब आपके ग्लूकोज को डाइजेस्ट करने के लिए व्हेनेवर यू ईट समथिंग, आप कुछ भी खाते हो तो वो ग्लूकोज को कन्वर्ट होता है, और उस ग्लूकोज को डाइजेस्ट करने के लिए, पचाने के लिए आपको जो हार्मोन चाहिए उसको इंसुलिन कहते हैं। तो ये इसका सबसे मेन चीज है। इसके आपकी बॉडी जो होती है रेजिस्टेंट होती है, यानी कि अगर आप 1 ग्राम ग्लूकोज खा रहे हो तो आप 10 ग्राम इंसुलिन निकाल रहे हो, तो बाकी 9 ग्राम इंसुलिन विच इज नॉट यूज्ड इज सर्कुलेट इन योर बॉडी एंड कॉजेस a problem in the liver, causes problem in the skin, in the hair, in the ovary, in the fat, everywhere. So, and the second thing, these women is usually obese, and it is very difficult to lose the weight, and the fat which is present there is a defective fat. There is another theory for the PCOS that defective fat, which is a resistant fat, is not decreased easily, and this fat also causes the imbalance between the male and the female hormone, and the male hormone which take a upper hand leads to all these unwanted hair on the face and your hair loss and other complication of the pregnancy and infertility also, and all these risks which I have talked about, diabetes mellitus, about CVD. So this insulin resistance कैसे होता है? There is a reduction. There is a reduced hepatic extraction. पहले तो लिवर चूंकि प्रॉपरली काम नहीं कर रहा है तो वहां से भी वो नहीं आएगा. Then there is a impaired separation of the hepatic gluconeogenesis and abnormalities in the insulin receptor signal. What we call is beta cell dysfunction. Means receptors भी आपकी बॉडी में, these are the basically genetic problems which are precipitated by the environmental factors. So this insulin resistance is again a complex and multifactorial thing, and it is found in the lean women also. Not only they are obese, sometimes those girls are very, very thin, and also they can have this problem because of their genetic predisposition, because of their genetic receptor problems. And when we compare of the same weight women, we found that they have problem. So especially when the woman is overweight, in those they precipitate more, and mechanically they are distinct from the insulin resistance present in the lean woman. So basically how the lean of the obese woman is behaved, that is absolutely different. The next thing is dyslipidemia. This is just the thing we have discussed in the last program, so whoever is joined this program can understand. Especially I want to convey this thing to our viewers who are maybe sufferer, or they want to know about this PCOD for their kith and kins. So dyslipidemia itself is a problem. Dyslipidemia means dyslipidemia, blood में आपका जो lipid है वो बिगड़ जाता है. So it is a common thing, and again it is multifactorial. Again insulin resistance play a pivotal role, and it is independent of your BMI. Maybe a very thin woman, many times you see even women or men, because the counterpart in the males are metabolic syndrome, they also suffer from this thing, and when these all factors are present in a woman, we call it metabolic syndrome. That PCO woman, a young PCO woman, can graduate to a metabolic syndrome in perimenopausal era. Maybe she is a metabolic syndrome in the younger age group also. So next is the cardiovascular disease. It is a novel cardiovascular risk factor because of the inflammation. आपकी बॉडी इन्फ्लेमेशन का एक्स्ट्रा घूम रहे होते हैं. ऑक्सीडेटिव स्ट्रेस, ये एक वर्ड है कि हमारी बॉडी में जो रेडिकल्स होते हैं, अगर वो उनका ऑक्सीडेटिव फैक्टर्स ज्यादा है तो वो रीजनरेशन में ज्यादा काम होते हैं, इसीलिए आपको एंटीऑक्सीडेंट खिलाया जाता है. देन देयर इज अ इंपेयर्ड फिब्रिनोलिसिस, यानी कि ब्लड के छोटे छोटे कण हमारी बॉडी में जो कि पीसीओएस से सफर करते हैं, उनकी बॉडी में घूमते रहते हैं, क्योंकि उनको जो डाइजेस्ट होने का एक नेचुरल प्रोसेस है वो काम हो जाता है. सो बेसिकली व्हाई वी आर टॉकिंग, not only this disease, in the day-to-day life also the quality of life decreases. Challenges to the feminine identity and the body image due to obesity, acne, excess hair, and they're more prone to depression, anxiety, low self-esteem, negative body image. So this negative impact of mood disturbance, poor self-esteem, reduced psychological well-being on the motivation and ability to implement and sustain successful lifestyle, ये सब कुछ आपका इफेक्ट कर जाता है. Management is very difficult and it should involve all the faculty which we have here today: gynecologists, dermatologists, dietitians, psychologists, sleep therapy specialists, or clinical psychologist. Because what we need are lifestyle changes, that is must, along with the medication. Only medication is not going to treat a PCO patient. So coming to a case, a typical case, 38 years, uh, educated lady who is working in an atmosphere of a multinational company where we know all know there's a lots of her main complaint is irregular menstruation, यानी menses समय से नहीं आता है. Her BMI is 36. 36 is very high BMI. That means she is in the morbidly obese condition. She has only one baby, 4 years male child. She has acne on face, facial hairs. On discussion, she seems very depressive. Her marital life is not stable and she is not able to sleep properly. Dr. Shikha, she came in your OPD. So whatever I told you, what you want other thing in the history of this patient, क्या क्या आप और देखेंगे उसकी हिस्ट्री में, क्या उसके एग्जामिनेशन में आप जानना चाहेंगे, और क्या इन्वेस्टिगेशन आप इस पेशेंट को बोलेंगे?
Good evening,
Over to
everyone.
Dr. Shikha.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Ragini ma'am, Chandan ma'am. And in this case history of brief case history is already there. ये patient है, fatty है, BMI इसका बहुत ज़्यादा है. She is around 38-year-old and having a only 4-year child. तो मैम सबसे पहले हमें एक brief history लेनी चाहिए डिटेल में. उसकी जैसे menstrual history है पेशेंट की कि वो मिनार्की कब स्टार्ट हुआ था, मतलब फर्स्ट टाइम ऑफ menstrual cycle starting at which age. At that time precocious puberty तो नहीं थी उसको, अर्ली स्टेज में वेट गेन तो नहीं था, अर्ली लाइफ में उसको स्टार्टिंग से हिस्ट्री ऑफ अल्कोहल, स्मोकिंग, इन अदर menstrual history, present menstrual history relative to past menstrual history, and maternal history, other her sister or mother having same type of problem, or personal history. Patient is a sexual histories, occasional हिस्ट्री है या अदर कोई और स्मोकिंग, अल्कोहल की, या कोई नाइट जॉब भी करते हैं आजकल बच्चे या स्टूडेंट्स हुए या वुमेन्स नाइट जॉब करते हैं बहुत सारे, उनकी प्रॉपर स्लीप पैटर्न नहीं हो पाता है. और बस हिस्ट्री में यही है कि बार बार रिकरेंट पीरियड्स तो नहीं है, एमिनोरिया है तो कितने मंथ तक रहता है, क्या कितने टाइम साइकिल आता है उसका, वो सब हमें हिस्ट्री में पूछना चाहिए पेशेंट से.
So with the answer, Dr. Shikha, this patient has attained menarche at 13 years of the age, and her cycle was quite irregular initially, but by 17-18 it has become regular. She has joined college. She is her lifestyle was quite changed by the time. She is quite active, and by the 25 years when she got married and joined a job, she again started gaining weight, and her cycle become disturbed. She was married very around 26 years of the age, but not able to conceive, and with the medication she conceived and delivered at the 32 years of the age this baby. And the family history on the her maternal grandfather, uncles, they're all diabetics. Even his maternal grandfather was died at the age of 56, 54 by a heart attack, and she had GTM in the during her pregnancy. She's non-vegetarian, no exercise, and usually she has a works from the home. Not even she goes to the office daily way. She has a recurrent history of vaginitis, UTI, does not use any contraception, but not able to conceive again, and sexual history is very not very good. She is not having a regular contact with the husband. Her marital life is not stable, as I told you initially. And what you go for in the examination in this patient now, Dr. Shikha?
First of all, examination include the general examination of the patient, her waist measurement in inches, or hip to waist ratio, belly fat is increased, or other symptoms like acne, which type of acne, old scar, baldness, ये सारी थिंग्स हमें जनरल एग्जामिनेशन में देखनी चाहिए. बीपी, ब्लड, बीएमआई तो आपने मतलब दिया ही हुआ है, उसका बीएमआई रेज है. पीवी एग्जामिनेशन भी है, शी इज मैरिड, सो पीवी एग्जामिनेशन में कोई अदर टाइप ऑफ ग्रोथ, एनी डिस्चार्ज, विच टाइप ऑफ डिस्चार्ज, वेजिनाइटिस, ये हमें जनरल एग्जामिनेशन एंड लोकल एग्जामिनेशन में. टाइप ऑफ हिर्सुटिज्म, फेशियल हिर्सुटिज्म है और अदर बॉडी पार्ट्स पे हेयर ग्रोथ है पेशेंट्स को, तो ये सब देखना चाहिए. आफ्टर दैट हमें ब्लड इन्वेस्टिगेशंस की ओर जाना चाहिए, क्योंकि पेशेंट की हिस्ट्री भी है, पैटर्नल हिस्ट्री भी है डायबिटिक की, उसका वर्क, सेडेंट्री लाइफस्टाइल है उसका, तो रूल आउट करना चाहिए कि पेशेंट को डायबिटिक या इंसुलिन तो नहीं है, हाइपर इंसुलिनीमिया. ये पेशेंट्स के जो सिम्टम हैं वो हमें ले जाते हैं पीसीओडी की तरफ, कि पेशेंट एक पॉलीसिस्टिक ओवेरियन सिंड्रोम की तरफ, उसके हिस्ट्री एंड एग्जामिनेशन से पता लगता है कि वो एक पॉलीसिस्टिक ओवेरियन सिंड्रोम से ग्रसित महिला है. हाँ मैम, फिर ब्लड इन्वेस्टिगेशंस करेंगे इस पेशेंट के हम. सबसे पहले होल एब्डोमेन यूएसजी, अदर लिवर पैथोलॉजी और फैटी लिवर तो नहीं है पेशेंट को. ओवेरियन के साइज, ओवरीज इन पीसीओडी पेशेंट्स में जो ओवरीज होती हैं वो पर्ली सिस्टिक ओवरी होती है, पर्ल नेकलेस टाइप ऑफ ओवरी की यूएसजी फाइंडिंग्स होती हैं इसमें. देन ब्लड टेस्ट में सीबीसी, टीएसएच, HbA1c फॉर शुगर, जीटीटी, अगर पेशेंट को ग्लूकोज इंटॉलरेंस तो नहीं है, इंसुलिन, सीरम इंसुलिन, पेशेंट में लीड टू हाइपर इंसुलिनीमिया, लिपिड प्रोफाइल्स, सीरम टेस्टोस्टेरोन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट बिकॉज ऑफ this is male hormone also increase in PCOD patients, and other are vitamin B12, D, these tests also, or hormonal tests, FSH, LH, prolactins. We do this type of blood test.
Okay. So basically in this patient, why if the patient does not require infertility, so we will not go for the LH, FSH and all, but we should focus more on the metabolic thing. So
Metabolic.
it is very important to understand the fatty liver, because many a time when these women come, their ovary may be normal, but if the fatty liver is there, we have to think that this woman is going in the metabolic syndrome. She is a known PCOD. She has an now she is having the sequelae of the PCOD. So with this small thing, if we are focusing, many women, they are having a report of the fatty liver. Even say 10 years back, it is not so clear to us that NASH patient is coming to us with the ultrasound with a fatty liver, और हम उसको ऐसे ही छोड़ देते थे. We never even think, कहते मोटी है ना तो वहाँ फैट उस पे जमा होगा. We never thought of that it is a marker of a metabolic syndrome. Any woman who has having a fatty liver, that she should control it, and with the proper management of the metabolic syndrome, even the fatty liver grade is decreased. HbA1c is a very good marker, because many times these women are pre-diabetic. They are not actually, they are having diabetic, but HbA1c and GTT, glucose tolerance test, if it is a little bit borderline abnormal, which we call as IGT, एक बार डायबिटीज हो गई तब तो सबको क्लियर है ही कि डायबिटीज होगी, बट समटाइम दोज values are little bit increased, that is called IGT. Those points are very, very important. As Dr. Shikha has said, that the belly fat, that is the fat which is very bad. And especially if any woman who are having a belly fat, there's a his waist is very much, she is having a waist which is more, then she has a high chances of the metabolic syndrome. And the problem specifically in the female should be less than the 35, and this woman has having a 41. So Dr. Shikha, what will be your treatment for this patient? Are you going just to write some medications because she has a borderline pre-diabetic patient having a fatty liver? How you are going to treat this patient?
First of all, lifestyle modification, reassurance of the patient is very important. Patient is already depressive, and mood swings, sleep is So first of all, reassure the patients and give some medicines and lifestyle modification is exercise, advice to stop if she is a smoker or is alcoholic, and weight reduce advice up to 5 to 10% of weight reduced by the patient, and exercise, and after that contraceptive pills. Contraceptive pills are very important in amenorrhea or irregular menstrual periods, and metformin is also helpful in hyperinsulinemia patients and glucose intolerance. And after that spironolactone or flutamide or other things are uh, better to go to the dermatologist for that.
Okay. So basically, this patient is first thing which I see, she is depressive. She's
Yes.
not going to listen anything whatever Dr. Shikha is saying, because under depression she is bound to eat and bound to eat the irregular things. So the first thing, uh, I will ask a psychologist to attend this patient. And Dr. Chandan, my next question is to you, that whether this patient, how you are going to treat, what type of what type of approach for this patient you are going to take, and which is your first doctor where you will send, which is first colleague where you are going to send this patient.
Thank you, ma'am. The problem with this patient is that she's very obese, and maybe she has some body image issues. And because of the depression, every time she's having irregular periods, and people must be talking about her, or she must not be feeling good at this young age. She would also like to wear, good clothes and be with her friends who are very trim and slim. So body image issues cause a lot of depression, and with acne and hair on her face, hirsutism. So lots of such issues come to her. And my choice will be Dr. Punia, who's a clinical psychologist who will tell us that what is the association of PCOS and psychological disturbances and how you will manage this case. Dr. Punia.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. See, when we are talking about PCOS, so mainly I have seen that people have this depression or stress every time they have this symptom is there related to body shame, or they have relationship issues. Sometimes they have childhood issues also. But the only problem is that when you will talk to people कि आपको कुछ mental issues हैं, the moment you will tell them this mental issue, they will block themselves. हमारी सोसाइटी में एक भी है कि अगर आप मेंटल इश्यूज नहीं बोल सकते हो, आप पागल थोड़ी ना हो कि आप साइकोलॉजिस्ट के पास जाओगे, किसी को नहीं चलना चाहिए. So first of all, whenever we are dealing such patient, we have to convince them that you are going to a psychiatrist or psychologist for a help. पागल नहीं हो जाओ इसलिए जाना है, इसलिए नहीं जाना कि आप पागल हो. This is a bridge. So you need help right now. So like in this case, when you are saying that she has relationship issues, so we have to find out she has relationship issue only with the husband, or she has in general adjustment problems. Very important, where it is your case, the technical terms, whether psychological, it is very important to know about the history, family history, कि आपके relationship आपके sibling से कैसे रहे हैं, आपके parents से कैसे रहे हैं. Sometimes there are molestation cases, they do not share with anybody, but sleeping on it every day and they are feeling torturous. Because I met somebody, her own father molested that girl and she was not able to adjust with her husband. What is the reason behind it? So when we are saying that in this case, she herself told you that she doesn't have good relation with the husband. So we have to work on that. So best thing is the CBT, cognitive behavior therapy. Why we always say CBT is very effective? Because CBT help person working on feeling and behavior. Because your feeling impacts on your thoughts changes your behavior. So you will start working on these three things, your feeling, your thoughts, and your behavior. Automatically, the thought process start changing. So very importantly, we have to just go in the history कि कहाँ पे problem है, what are the reason, cause क्या है. अगर हम उस cause पे काम करना शुरू करते हैं तो thought process धीरे धीरे change होने लग जाता है. और जब आपका thought process change होता है तो आपका behavior automatic change होता है. I'll give you a very small example. अब जैसे हम ऑफिस में ही काम करते हैं या हम हॉस्पिटल में, हमारा मॉर्निंग में किसी से कुछ आर्ग्यूमेंट हो जाती है, वेदर इट ऑन केस और समथिंग एल्स, विद इन 60 seconds दे स्टार्ट क्रिएटिंग थॉट, दिस पर्सन इज सो बैड, दिस पर्सन इज नेगेटिव, और वो सारे थॉट प्रोसेस आपकी बॉडी में जो है सिंक इन करने लग जाते हैं, बॉडी चेंजेस शुरू हो जाते हैं. थॉट प्रोसेस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. Stress, anxiety, thought process is very important. If we'll work on the thought process, we can settle down these things. तो एक positive thought अगर हम कर लेते हैं, अगर हम cause देख लेते हैं कि what is the cause behind this behavior, so work on that cause, and then slowly and gradually the person will change himself or herself and they can become little positive. It's very, very strong. Supreme power of our behavior or our body. Our body will in anything. Positivity is very important. So CBT, we give CBT in such cases where we can know that where is the problem, where is not the problem, and from where we can start. You just said that, you know, they are very reluctant to see ki, okay, we have to work, we have to do exercise, we have to eat healthy. No, they say, oh, I don't feel like that. I am not happy internally. I cannot do that. And it takes them so much of time to address such kind of things. Somewhere you said that they are avoidant. Yes, they are avoidant and they have compulsive behavior, compulsive disorder, like overeating, overworking, overstressed, overtalking, and they generally become little aggressive. And not in terms of that you're fighting every time, but साइलेंट अग्रेशन भी होता है कि आप चुपचाप लड़ते रहो. कई लोग होते हैं चुपचाप साइलेंटली फाइट करते हैं. सो सच काइंड ऑफ बिहेवियर दे डिपिक्ट. वेरी अवॉइडेंट रिलेटेड टू देयर डाइट, देयर बिहेवियर, देयर मेंटल हेल्थ. सो दे ट्राई टू अवॉइड एवरीथिंग. दे विल sit in silo, they will think about themselves or the situation, but they will not. So we have to push them a lot. So CBT help. CBT and psychodynamic also, because sometimes we have to analyze their family history. So these two, this is mix of two therapies. So such kind of therapy help in such cases. Right, ma'am? Anything else you want to know?
I just want to know what is these interventions,
right.
how you are going to do this intervention in the short, because people want to have, because if I write them CBT, the first question is that what is CBT, what they are going to do to me. So basically everybody wants to understand what is this CBT stand for. I know you cannot show the complete thing, but a short catch up in a 2 minutes, can you tell what is CBT basically, what interventions for these things what I'm showing here, alternative behavior or situation of feeling, quickly how we will do it.
See, when we are saying CBTs, generally people, yes, you rightly said, their first question is CBT होता क्या है? See, CBT is cognitive behavior therapy, nothing. आपके brain में जितने भी thought और feelings होते हैं, उनको channelize कैसे करना है, उनको properly आपको कैसे deal करना है, वही CBT होती है. CBT में ऐसा कुछ technical वो नहीं होता. It is your behavior, your thoughts, but we help you how to manage these thoughts. So I have shown you the CBT intervention log. It's a log book. Generally हम लोग घर में लिखते हैं कि आज हमने ये खर्चा किया या आज ये patient आए. So it's like log book.
Yeah, this log book, I want this log book explained basically.
Right. So in this log book, what we do that you'll ask the patient कि क्या हुआ है, तो वो they are lost कि हमें नहीं पता क्या हुआ है. So we just ask them to write the situation कि किस situation में आप क्लोज कर लेते हो, किस सिचुएशन में आप अग्रेसिव हो जाते हो, या किस सिचुएशन में आप क्या करते हो. सो दे हैव टू एक्सप्लेन दैट व्हाट इज द सिचुएशन, क्योंकि जब आप साइकोलॉजिस्ट के पास जाते हो या डॉक्टर्स के पास जाते हो तो यू आर लॉस्ट, क्योंकि आपके पास बहुत सारी इंफॉर्मेशन होती है और आपको पता नहीं होता कि कहाँ से स्टार्ट करो। तो हम ये लॉग उनको एक बना के दे देते हैं, दैट यू हैव टू राइट द सिचुएशन, इन दिस सिचुएशन then what kind of feelings, you know, how do you feel in such situation, is that what thoughts came that time that helpful, कि आपको ऐसे थॉट आ रहे हैं जहाँ पे आप बिल्कुल ही बहुत ही रेस्टलेस फील कर रहे हो कि मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा मुझे क्या करना है, एंड यू ब्लॉक योर ब्रेन समवेयर। मैम यू सेड दैट एंडोक्राइन ग्लैंड जो है इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर पीसीओएस, कि उसकी वजह से जहां हम डिप्रेशन की भी बात करते हैं तो एंडोक्राइन ग्लैंड इतनी जल्दी एक्टिवेट होती है और उससे इतना सिक्रीशन होता है कि लोग एकदम से डिप्रेस फील करने लग जाते हैं और ब्रेन में चेंजेस शुरू हो जाते हैं। राइट हियर व्हाट थॉट्स व्हिच आर अनहेल्पफुल, जो आपको हेल्प होने में बिल्कुल ही ब्लॉक कर रहे हैं। देन ऑल्टरनेटिव थॉट, अगर आप बिल्कुल ही ब्लॉक हो तो आप आपको कौन से थॉट देते हो कि जो यस इट कैन हेल्प मी, so that you can dig in information in your brain, you can self-help yourself. Okay, this kind of thoughts I can feel here. Then alternative behavior, कि आपने एक behavior किया, let's assume, where you blocked yourself, you're not talking to anybody, or maybe you're aggressive. तो alternative behavior क्या हो सकता था उस time पे? Calm down yourself, or what is the alternative behavior you thought about that time? Then feel आफ्टर ऑल्टरनेटिव थॉट एंड बिहेवियर। सपोज आपने एक बहुत ही पॉजिटिव बिहेवियर यहाँ पे शो किया है कि ओके इफ मी एंड माय स्पाउस इज फाइटिंग आई विल नॉट टॉक, लेट हिम टॉक एंड आई विल नॉट रिस्पॉन्ड। तो आप जब वो सिचुएशन पास हो जाती है उसके बाद आप कैसा फील करते हो? सो दिस इज अ काइंड ऑफ लॉग बुक व्हिच रियली हेल्प एवरीवन हाउ टू मैनेज देयर बिहेवियर, देयर थॉट्स एंड देयर फीलिंग्स। Right, ma'am.
Anything more you want to
Yes.
say?
Yes. Then this is a projection kind of a sheet in front of you also. It's not necessarily when you will start reading, अच्छा situation ये थी, but alternative behavior में मैं ये कर सकती थी या मैं ये कर सकता था। तो it really helps everyone because it's an introspection. जब बैठ के introspect करते हैं तो उतना नहीं आता, but जब हम लिखने लगते हैं तो we can introspect ourselves. So this book really help everyone. So these are interventions how we can correct our behavior or how can we work on ourselves. So this is one key. There are a number of keys in cognitive behavior therapy, but case to case it differs. Sometimes they are so open, they talk a lot. They tell you कि मेरा ये behavior है, यहाँ पे मुझे correct करना है and you have to help me. वो पूरा homework करके आते हैं। ब्लॉक होते हैं जैसे कि हमें पता ही नहीं है हमें कहाँ जाना है। तो डिफरेंट चीजों के लिए डिफरेंट लॉग होता है, सबके लिए सेम नहीं होता है।
So that's why the thing which came in my mind when I am talking to you, that in the many problems today they say the cognitive behavioral therapy is very effective. So the cognitive behavior therapy for the PCOS might be different than the cognitive behavior therapy for the general depression, maybe the cognitive behavioral therapy for the menopausal problems. They are all very different. So but it is very good exercise, and we need like when we sit in a car, we have a driver. In a taxi, we have a driver. So if we think just because having this log in front of me, I can do it. Even as a gynecologist, if I can do it, no. We are not trained. We have to tell those patients or shift those patients to a person who is trained in the CBT. And he'll be the best driver for that particular flight, which is called CBT. And believe me, friends, it's a wonderful thing. Wonderful thing. You are totally off of the medication for many problems. If you believe that you yourself can fight with the disease, and if you remember one a very big or very common I can say a saying in our Hindu Shastra, Aham Brahmasmi. मैं ब्रह्मा हूं, यानी कि जो सब कुछ है वो मेरे अंदर ही है, मुझको अपने अंदर से ही करेक्ट करना है. That thing apply each and every problem of yours. Nobody can help you if you cannot help yourself. So now this lady is, thank you Dr. Punya, will come again to you. Now this lady, the second problem what she has is she's not able to sleep. Should I advise a Alprex? Should I advise a Valium? No. This is not a answer. Although आप जब भी आते हो किसी भी एलोपैथिक डॉक्टर के पास स्पेशली, तो आपकी उम्मीद होती है मैं आपको दवाइयाँ लिख दूँ. बट टुडे नो एलोपैथिक डॉक्टर इज डूइंग अ सो कॉल्ड, जो आपके दिमाग में है, दैट राइटिंग मेडिसिन. We see our patient holistically, and holistically it we believe in a multidisciplinary approach, and there are other experts who can tackle your problem in a good way, like Dr. Punia, what she has talked. For the cognitive behavioral therapy for your depression and everything, you don't need to eat the medication is there for the acute problem. जब आपका acute problem होता है ना, उस समय तो immediate इलाज चाहिए, तभी तो दवाई काम आएगा. उसके बिना आप नहीं ठीक होगे, उस समय आप CBT में भी जाके नहीं ठीक हो रहे. लेकिन एक बार वो एक्यूट फेज हट गया, तब उसके करेक्शन के लिए यू विल रिक्वायर एवरीवन which we are having today for this particular PCO problem, but we can require for other things also. So Dr. Dogra, she is a pulmonologist and she deals in the sleep disorders also. Dr. Dogra, can you tell
Yes, ma'am.
what are the relation between the PCOS and the sleep disorder?
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. I mean, this is a wonderful, and I'm so glad you have brought this like as a multidisciplinary approach to treating PCOS. So as you are telling, so holistic approach is such a need of an hour of these times. So everything is so interlinked, everything is so interconnected. So just by treating one part of the thing, we will not get the desired results. So again, this was kind of an eye-opener for me also, because again, the specialties are so far off. Like PCOS is something we hardly see as pulmonologist, also as sleep physician. So there's so much of overlap. So both of the diseases, if we look at, they're both metabolic syndromes. So even as we're talking, PCOS is hormonal imbalance, and eventually it is a systemic thing that is affecting almost every organ of your body. So is like if we talk about obstructive sleep apnea. So OSA and PCOS, they are almost like bidirectional. So PCOS, because of its own, the inherent nature, which leads to increase, there is more of obesity that's found in PCOS patients, and that is also more of central obesity. So this kind of, predisposes the patient to have obstructive sleep apnea. Sleep apnea, जिसमें actually आपकी जो जिसमें हम snoring बहुत ज़्यादा आती है, या जब आप सोते हो तो there is, obstruction to the breathing that is happening. And that is seen more with central obesity. अब central obesity ज़्यादातर it is seen in males. लेकिन अगर हम PCOS females की बात करते हैं, उनकी because of its more of androgens are there, so central obesity comes in, which makes these females more at risk of having sleep apnea. अब sleep apnea में कई बारी जो patients हैं, usually it is associated with snoring, but snoring is not the kind of a symptom. So most of the times if we talk about, it's like it has to be very proactive. So because pehli baar patient will come to the gynecologist most of the times. So somewhere the gynecologist needs to be now a little acting proactively to ask upon if they have any issues with the sleep. Unko lagta hai ki they are having sufficient sleep, or they feel there's unrefreshing sleep, or they have fragmented sleep, or they have to get up many times during the night, or they have difficulty initiating sleep or maintaining sleep. So these few questions have to come from the first physician who sees the patient. But agar kuch bhi aisa hota hai, and then there is from there we have to take it forward. So there are various various questionnaires that can be used. Something like we have the Pittsburgh Sleep Quality Index. Very simple questionnaires. Like if we use it, we'll come to know कि इस patient को कुछ ना कुछ sleep related issues हैं. So if there is a problem with these the questionnaires. Another thing, if we have to know कि this patient is at risk of OSA or no, उसके लिए भी एक questionnaire होता है, stop bang questionnaire. A very good thing, I think going forward, we can also put this questionnaire at the gynecologist tables also. So अगर वो patient is at risk of OSA, the patient, should be further investigated. अब इसमें जो हम करते हैं, जो investigation वो होती है sleep study. So we actually observe a patient's one night sleep, और हम देखते हैं कि actually उनको सोते हुए कोई कुछ breathing problem तो नहीं आ रही, उनकी saturations तो नहीं कम हो रही, और कौन सी उनके heart rate को क्या हो रहा है. तो बहुत सारे parameters हैं that we will observe when the patient is sleeping. And then after that, doing the sleep study, we, we kind of analyze the data, and then we are able to understand, okay, this is the problem. And accordingly, we can go forward in the treatment. But it's very closely related. Almost 50% of the PCOS, females with PCOS has been found to have obstructive sleep apnea. And if we are correcting the sleep apnea, there are studies which has told us that just correcting sleep apnea with CPAP therapy has brought down the insulin resistance, has brought down the levels of androgens. So a very closely connected kind of, two diseases which are almost going parallel. And I think correcting this is so much easier. That will really help in kind of maintaining the, patients of PCOS at a much healthier level. Yes, ma'am. Anything else we would?
So, Dr. Dogra, these 2 points which you have brought is very, very important. That only by correcting the sleep disorder, we can decrease the PCO.
Yes.
So, the sleep disorder itself increasing the PCO.
Yes.
ये कितना इम्पोर्टेंट और इतना सही मैसेज था जो कि हम नॉर्मली नहीं समझ पाते हैं इतना, बल्कि मैं ये कहूंगी कि ये जो स्लीप डिसऑर्डर और पीसीओ का ये लाइन का जो रिलेशन आपने बोला, ये खुद मैंने जब ये टॉपिक रखा और उसके बाद तो ये चीज एक नई चीज समझ में आई कि इस ढंग से तो हम कभी सोचते ही नहीं है. हम तो पीसीओ का कॉम्प्लिकेशन स्लीप डिसऑर्डर समझते हैं और पेशेंट को इसलिए कहते हैं कि अपना स्लीप डिसऑर्डर ठीक कराओ क्योंकि तुमको पीसीओ है. और ये नहीं सोचते हैं कि ये जो पीसीओ हम नहीं ठीक कर पा रहे हैं, पेशेंट का कंट्रोल नहीं हो पा रहा है इंसुलिन रेजिस्टेंस, उसके बिहाइंड ये भी है. तो इसका कोई और भी रीजन हो सकता है, मेलेटोनिन, कार्टिसोल, कोई और भी हार्मोन्स के बारे में आप बताना चाहेंगे?
हाँ जी मैम, मेलेटोनिन इज अनदर हार्मोन दैट इज ऑफ इम्पोर्टेंस बिकॉज मेलेटोनिन है जो हमारा सर्कैडियन रिदम को रेगुलेट करता है. तो ये भी बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग स्टडीज हैं जिसने बताया कि इन द फीमेल्स हैविंग पीसीओएस उनका मेलेटोनिन लेवल्स आर ऑन द बिकॉज एंड्रोजन इज हाई तो उनके साथ मेलेटोनिन भी ज्यादा हो जाता है. लेकिन इन स्पाइट ऑफ दैट उनका जो द स्लीप साइकिल है दैट इज नॉट वेरी रेगुलेटेड. सो इन दीज पेशेंट्स, बट इफ वी गिव अ सुपर फिजियोलॉजिकल लेवल ऑफ मेलेटोनिन, अगर हम मेलेटोनिन लेवल थोड़ा बढ़ा के देते हैं, वी पुट देम ऑन अ डोज ऑफ मेलेटोनिन, दैट एक्चुअली डिक्रीजेस देयर एंड्रोजन एंड दैट फर्दर स्टेबलाइजेस देयर स्लीप. So that is another thing that can be looked into. So if we have ruled out obstructive sleep apnea and still there are sleep maintenance or sleep initiating issues, then we can actually look at the melatonin levels and the androgen levels and also treat them with melatonin. And again, melatonin is one hormone which actually doesn't have any kind of a side effects or something like that. So it can be safely given to the patients.
So very nice, Pratibha. The thing is that the whole this discussion of the PCO and the sleep disorder is a very new and very less discussed point of PCO with the sleep disorder, and the sleep disorder vice versa can increase the PCO. This message should go to the each and everyone because the answer is not a sleep medicine for these women. Just you have to eat one night and your problem will go, because again your cycle is disturbed, it is not going to control, and until unless you have a good night's sleep, your PCO is going to disturb you, you are going to be obese, your all hormone cycle will be disturbed because melatonin play a very big role. Until unless it is balanced, you are not going to be absolutely normal. So this all thing Dr. Dogra has said very
bidirectional. We have to correct both the things to have the best.
Leads to a poor quality of life, leads to the anxiety and depression, leads to for all these things, smoking, excess alcohol, and leads to your sleep disorder, which is very common in this age group, especially 35 plus executives and other also. This late night parties, smoking, alcohol, this is increased in a large way. Specifically in females, the smoking is 16% dangerous to them than males, because along with the lung cancer, they can have cervical cancer, they can have breast cancer, they can lose the beauty of their skin, and they can have wrinkles. So smoking is not good for you. So female, they should not smoke. This is one thing. It is not only lung cancer. There are so many effects on their body because the smoking. And this also beautifully explained by Dr. Dogra, that how does these sleep disturbances lead to the metabolic diseases.
Yeah. So both, that is what I'm saying, both are leading to the same consequences.
So
which is really-
we should work together more.
Definitely.
This-
How did I miss that? I don't know.
Yeah.
So we, as sleep physicians, we really reach out to diabetologists because we think diabetes and they are we reach out to cardiologists, but actually we have not reached out to gynecologists. But I'm so thankful to you for you reaching out to us and really, bringing it to the fore. Yes. Thank you
So
so much.
basically, with the PCO, is such a multifaceted disease. One person cannot solve because from where these hormones are being disturbed, it is not very clear. So ये मेरा जो मैसेज हमारे व्यूअर्स के लिए है, पेशेंट्स के लिए है, वो ये है कि पीसीओ एक ऐसी बीमारी है जिसको हमें कंट्रोल करने के लिए बहुत ज्यादा दिमाग लगाना पड़ेगा. पहली बार एक बार हो जाने के बाद ये कंट्रोल होती है, क्योर तो होती ही नहीं है. आप ये समझ लीजिए आपके जीन्स के अंदर वो कुछ ऐसे बैठे हुए हैं जिनको आपने एक बार उठा दिया तो फिर उनको बैठाना मुश्किल जाता है, और जो उसके कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस हमारी बॉडी में होते हैं वो कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस अकेले एक गायनेकोलॉजिस्ट नहीं संभाल सकती है. क्योंकि जब हम बात करते हैं पीसीओ का, आमतौर पे इस फोरम पे व्हाट वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द आइडल एडोलसेंट पीसीओ, और वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द पीसीओ इन इनफर्टिलिटी. बट वी नेवर थॉट ऑफ दैट इनफर्टिलिटी का जो पीसीओ है वो आपकी इनफर्टिलिटी के बाद खत्म नहीं हो गया है, वो आपके किसी ना किसी ढंग से चल रहा है. और उसके लिए सोचते हुए ही इस सेमिनार को रखा गया है कि पीसीओ बियॉन्ड इनफर्टिलिटी, व्हाट कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस यू कैन हैव. सो this sleep disorder, depression, we have discussed, and they also go in the hand in gloves, because the many things like CBT, Dr. Dogra wants CBT for that patient, and for that CBT you require Dr. Poonam Punia. So basically we have a multidisciplinary approach. That approach is multi-pronged. The one clinician will refer to you another clinician also. तो उस समय ये कहना डॉक्टर तो सिर्फ पैसे बनाते हैं, अब उन्होंने भी फीस ले लिया, वो भी फीस ले लेंगे. दैट इज नॉट राइट, बिकॉज योर डिजीज नीड्स लॉट्स एंड लॉट्स ऑफ managed by different specialists. One specialist cannot cure you completely. So what I told you, this slide shows the same thing. We need a allied health specialist, we have a medical specialist, and we need a general care, continuous care, and in center you and you. That means the patient. Basically, you require all, but you have to treat yourself too. So as therapeutic intervention, Dr. Dogra has said, and it is very clear that in PCO, the main thing is a weight loss. So these are the studies. What she has already discussed that you need for the sleep dyspnea. Conjunctive behavior therapy is discussed in detail, and smoking, caffeine, sugar, everything she has discussed in detail. So Dr. Chandan has gone for an operation. So this thing which I have taught to you for the multidisciplinary approach, now we are talking about the lifestyle. What is lifestyle? Basically, Dr. Chandan, अगर आप गए नहीं हो तो बताओगे lifestyle क्या होता है?
हाँ जी मैम.
बताओ.
Basically, lifestyle is you're having three things in mind. First of all is the lifestyle has one vertical as the diet, which should be very nutritious, very balanced, and appropriate for the BMI. And second is the exercise part of it, and third is the mental ability. And for all this, we need a multidisciplinary approach, which you rightly said just now, with all the stakeholders, like the dietitian for the diet, the physiotherapist who will give us idea about the exercise needed, and the other things which are in the multidisciplinary approach is the symptoms and the signs of the patient. Somebody has acne, or somebody has hirsutism. For that we need a dermatologist. Somebody has the sleep pattern problems. For that we need the sleep specialist. And somebody has a problem with the exercise, how to do, what to do, what sort of weight reduction should be there. And for that, they have to consult the physiotherapist. Similarly, for the diet, the dietitian. So this whole, together is what we call as lifestyle, and the management is a multidisciplinary approach.
So now, basically, the two things which is very important for the weight reduction. One is a balanced diet and another is a exercise. If you think you will eat and eat and eat and do the lots of exercise, you are going to reduce yourself. No, it is not possible. And if you only do the dieting and you'll reduce, no, you're not. You need a balance for that. Maybe with the dieting you reduce yourself, but then you become sick, you become nutritionally deficient, your other problem will start. So you have to have not a dieting, not a exercise free, but it is a lifestyle modification which is a permanent in your life. ये आपकी जिंदगी का एक हिस्सा बन जाना चाहिए. आपने सुबेरे उठ के ब्रश करना है, आपने सुबेरे उठ करके पूजा करना है, दिन आपने खाना है, दिन आपने काम में जाना है. तो वैसे ही आपको सोचना नहीं है कि मैंने आज के this week I will not eat this. Your diet will be changed forever. That is your normal diet. The exercise is a part of your routine. So this is a lifestyle modification. So first I will go to a nutritionist who will advise her how to eat in a balanced way, in a right way, in a PCO patient to reduce the weight. Over to Dr. Shilpa.
Very good evening, ma'am. Now I will tell you about how to start your day if you are as a PCOD patient. Early morning, start your day with a green juice. What is green juice actually? It's basically जो हमारे raw vegetables होते हैं उनको हम consume करते हैं daily routine में, जो हमें help करते हैं detoxification के लिए हमारी body को. And these are alkaline in nature actually. और जो इसमें सबसे important juice मैं recommend करूँगी आपको, that is आपका एश गॉड, जिसे हम बोलते हैं आगरे का पेठा. इसकी जनरली मिठाई बनती है, इसका जो वाटर कंटेंट है दैट इज वेरी हाई. तो इसको आप अर्ली मॉर्निंग लेते हैं तो जो आपका बेली फैट है बेसिकली वो विद इन अ मंथ यू विल सी द चेंजेस इन योरसेल्फ, और ये आपकी बहुत सारी प्रॉब्लम्स के साथ फाइट करता है. सो इसके अंदर हम कुछ अपनी करी लीव्स भी ऐड कर सकते हैं, दैट इज अबाउट 10 to 12 करी लीव्स इन एश गॉड जूस. तो अर्ली मॉर्निंग अगर आप अपना दिन चाय कॉफी की जगह ग्रीन जूस से स्टार्ट करते हैं, सो दैट विल रियली हेल्प यू टू जस्ट फाइट द PCOS. Another thing I would like to advise you, that is green tea and green exercises and the exercise, 45 minutes of exercise, walk or any other workout on a regular basis. So make a regime कि आप अपना अर्ली मॉर्निंग जब उठते हैं तो एक ग्रीन जूस के बाद यू विल स्टार्ट योर डे विद एन एक्सरसाइज. 40 to 45 मिनट्स का वर्कआउट कीजिए, जिससे आपकी जो बॉडी है you will feel fit and stay healthy. और PCOD के अंदर ये आपको बहुत हेल्प करता है. Then around 9 o'clock you will have a good breakfast with ज्वार की रोटी with a 1 cup of green leafy vegetables or a dalia, masala dalia called broken wheat upma, or a vegetable upma you can take, or a moong dal chila you can take in a breakfast. And उसके बाद after your breakfast around 12:30 you can have a coconut charge. So how will we make the coconut charge? We'll add some coconut milk in our charge and just we'll give the tadka of curry leaves on the top. So it will enhance your taste and that will really help you. And in the like afternoon lunch, you can have a bajre ki roti. That will really help you in PCOS. And 1 cup of seasonal vegetable. We should we should give more value to the seasonal vegetable instead of eating some packed vegetables or fruits or something like that. We should always go for fresh fruits and vegetables. And you can add ghiya ka raita, and you can add anar in your diet, more of fiber and more of protein, and with the limited amount of fat you can add in your diet. Eat at least 1 to 2 fruits in a day. Sweet fruits fulfill your craving for desserts. Generally, if you feel like eating desserts, so you can add 1 to 2 fruits per day. And then in the evening you can have 2 eggs, boiled eggs, whether you can have a lemon water or you can have a papaya. And in the dinner you can have some quinoa, some oats, and
Okay, so what can I say that what we have listened from the Dr. Shilpa, that is very clear कि in our food, जो हमारा खाना है उसमें हमें प्रोसेस फूड नहीं रखने हैं, फास्ट फूड नहीं रखने हैं, फैट हमें बैलेंस रखनी है। और स्पेसिफिकली जो मैंने इनका सुना उससे ये समझ में आ रहा है कि इन्होंने हमें जगह जगह ये बताया है कि वीट की बजाय वीट को हम रिप्लेस करें और चीजों से। क्यों? क्योंकि वीट इज अ जो 1960 में जो एक रिवॉल्यूशन हुई थी उसमें वीट टोटली इंजीनियर्ड वीट हो गया है। और आज ये पाया गया जो ये आज का वीट जो हम खा रहे हैं इसका ग्लाइसेमिक इंडेक्स बहुत हाई होता है। और जब भी हम वीट खाते हैं तो वो एक सिंपल शुगर की तरह एक्ट करता है जैसे कि मैदा एक्ट करता है। सो बेसिकली हमारे फूड में अगर मैदा नहीं होगा तो वो सिंपल शुगर नहीं होगा तो हमारे उसमें इंसुलिन इमीडिएटली बॉडी में स्पाइक की तरह नहीं आएगा। और स्पाइक की तरह इंसुलिन नहीं आएगा तो हमारी बॉडी में प्रॉब्लम्स नहीं आएगा। तो बेसिकली वी हैव टू जो हमारा टिपिकल इंडियन खाना था दैट इज मच बेटर देन जो हम आजकल ये ब्रेड, पास्ता, पिज्जा, बर्गर्स खा रहे हैं। तो ये हमें अपने खानों से हटाना पड़ेगा। एंड व्हाट इज इम्पोर्टेंट फॉर पीपल, अगर माँ ये खाना खाती है तो माँ अपने खाने में ये खाना जब खाती है तो ये स्टडीज से बिल्कुल प्रूव हो चुका है कि बच्चे के अंदर इसका असर आता है और वो बच्चा पैदा होने के बाद उसी खाने को खाना चाहता है। और उन माओं के बच्चे ज्यादा ओबीज होते हैं और ओबीज होने से आपकी पीसीओडी प्रेसिपिटेट होती है। आई थिंक दिस इज द रीजन व्हाई दोज यंग गर्ल्स टुडे हैव दिस पीसीओडी एपिडेमिक। और जब बचपन से ही सब कुछ बिगड़ जाएगा तो वो पीसीओडी बढ़ती जाती है एंड ये पूरी साइकिल चलती जाती है। तो वी हैव टू break this vicious cycle somewhere, and diet is a very very important part with this thing. So बेसिकली ये जो इन्होंने दिखाया है अपना इस डायग्राम में जो हम दिखा रहे हैं, इधर सारा सफेद सफेद है, इधर लाल पीला नीला। तो हमारा जो खाना पीना है वो रंग बिरंगा होना चाहिए, ना कि सिर्फ सफेद 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 कि बटर खा लिया, सॉल्ट खा लिया, शुगर खा लिया, पास्ता खा लिया, ब्रेड खा ली, एवरीथिंग इज वाइट वाइट वाइट। नो, इट शुड बी कलर्ड। ओनली देन हमारा जो है डायबिटीज को हम जो प्री डायबिटिक स्टेट है, बेसिकली पीसीओडी इज अ प्री डायबिटिक स्टेट। यू आर सिटिंग ऑन ए बॉम्ब विच विल फटर one day and you will become a diabetic, you become a cardiovascular patient, you are going to have dyslipidemia. So अभी ये जो बम है इसको फ्यूज होने से बचाना है और अपने खाने को इस तरह कलरफुल बनाना है। आपके खाने में बेसिकली एटलीस्ट 5 सर्विंग्स ऑफ द फ्रूट्स एंड सैलेड्स एंड द ग्रीन वेजिटेबल जरूरी है। कच्चा खाना भी बहुत जरूरी है, हर समय पका हुआ खाना नहीं खाते हैं, इसलिए सैलेड और वेजिटेबल जो आप कच्ची खा सकें वो बहुत जरूरी है कि आप अपने खाने में ऐड करें। सो वी ऑल नो, if you see this diagram of the polycystic ovary, weight gain, depression, stress, hair loss, everything is directly related to your wrong kind of diet. And with the right of a kind of diet, you can reduce your weight, you can reduce your abnormal fat, and it will convert that cycle of the vicious cycle of the PCOD. So along with that, you can add a sprout, broccoli, onions, garlic, wheatgrass also in your diet in routine way, because these things have a super food. They have lots of things which increase your metabolism, increase your fat loss. Cinnamon and flaxseed, they are 2 things. आप अपना दिन दाल चीनी के पानी के साथ शुरू करिए, चुटकी भर दाल चीनी उसके साथ पानी पीजिए। एंड ये जो हॉट वाटर है रोज लेने से आपका जो है मेटाबॉलिज्म बहुत बढ़ता है। और फ्लैक्सीड इज अनदर थिंग जो कि हर एक चीज के लिए, खास करके आपके ब्लड प्रेशर के लिए, शुगर कंट्रोल के लिए बहुत अच्छी है। रोस्टेड फ्लैक्सीड बहुत अच्छी लगती है खाने में, 1-2 चम्मच आप ऐसे ही खा सकते हैं। चिया सीड हमेशा पानी में अच्छी तरह से भिगो के खानी चाहिए क्योंकि वाटर बहुत एब्जॉर्ब करती है। अगर आपने खा लिया तो ये आपके बॉडी का वाटर एब्जॉर्ब करेगी, आपके गले को चोक कर सकती है, बट इट इज वेरी फिलिंग। यू कैन पुट इन योर जूस, vegetable juice, not the fruit juice. Fruit juice is a pure sugar, don't eat it. Fruit sugar is a wrong kind of food, absolutely. Fishes, yes, if you can eat, you can have. Brown eggs are very good. Even ordinary egg are also very good. You can eat 3 whites in a day, 1 yellow. Yellow भी खाना जरूरी है क्योंकि उसमें कोलेस्ट्रॉल होता है, that is a good cholesterol, but not eat too much. and spinach is a very good source. And specifically raw guava, टोमेटो, ये दो चीज़ें डायबिटीज़ में खाने के लिए बताते हैं. एंड गूसबेरीज एंड द that, and second is the jamun. The berries are very good alternative as a fruit for you. So this is your diet. We are very sorry we are not able to listen to Dr. Shilpa because our net has gone. Coming to Dr. Mandakini, I will request you to be very, very short because I have to go. So what is your approach towards the management? What exercises you want to tell to these women? What is the difference between an overweight woman between the PCO women?
Sure. So as we all know that PCOS is very commonly seen these days, and it is 30 to 36% of women usually suffer from PCOS, and 70% remain undiagnosed. So जो भी हमारा अगर 30 women है तो उसके अंदर से कम 15% will be overweight if they are PCOD. So उनका जो weight होता है, अभी I'll be just dealing with the BMI. So उनका जो weight होता है that is falling in the BMI of 25 above. And it is also seen कि जो PCOD के females होती हैं उसमें से half of them are non-obese and 30 to 50% are actually falling under the obese category. So then I would like to also mention the BMI जिनका 30 से ज़्यादा है, they definitely have chances of having the menstrual irregularity as mentioned in this case. So if you have overweight is अगर आपका जो BMI होता है 18 के अंदर fall करता है, then you are underweight. If it is falling between 18.5 to 25, then it is normal. And if it is falling between 25 to 30, then it is underweight. Then it is abnormal. As we see in this lady, it is 36, so definitely she is falling into morbidly obese case, and that is harmful. And that's why she might be having lots of menstrual irregularities, which exercise can definitely help her, because exercises help in controlling the hormones. So these are the kind of exercises जो आप लोग कर सकते हैं. Walking कर सकते हैं, workouts कर सकते हैं, aerobics कर सकते हैं, swimming, zumba, cycling, yoga. Everything is an exercise. प्रेफर करिए कि आप अपने रेजीम में कार्डियो ज़रूर रखिए और स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेनिंग ज़रूर रखिए. कार्डियो ट्रेनिंग इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्योंकि वो आपका बेसिक मेटाबॉलिक रेट बढ़ाता है, हार्ट रेट बढ़ाता है. और अगर आपका मेटाबॉलिक रेट बढ़ेगा तो आपके अंदर जो भी आप खाना खा रहे हैं, जो भी आप ग्लूकोज ले रहे हैं, वो ज़्यादा जल्दी डाइजेस्ट होगा. और जो जैसे मैम ने बताया कि वो डाइजेस्ट होकर के एक्स्ट्रा जो ग्लूकोज होता है वो स्टोर हो जाता है. आपका सारा ग्लूकोज जो भी आप खा रही हैं वो सब डाइजेस्ट होगा एंड इट विल डिस्ट्रीब्यूट एज एन एनर्जी इन योर बॉडी rather than accumulating into fat. So it helps in reducing your fat depositions. This is the prescribed dosage which I usually give, and it is certified by ACSM. So what do we do is 5 days a week. This is called as FIT principle. FIT principle is आपका frequency, intensity और type of exercise. So frequencies आपको हफ्ते में कितनी बार exercise करनी चाहिए. Intensity is कि आपको किस type की exercise, moderate exercise है, low intensity exercise है या high intensity exercise. That is the intensity. जो आपका टाइम है that is आपको minimum 30 to 45 minutes का exercise schedule. कार्डियो का आपको minimum 30 minutes आपको definitely रखना चाहिए, followed by a strength training which will be dealing on the next section. So always progress from a low intensity to a higher intensity. So always measure it like that. Next, very important is that you go with the progressive resistive training. So progressive resistive training is nothing but it is a resistance. आपको weight training करनी होती है, strength training करनी होती है. तो देखा जाता है researches में जब हम strength training करते हैं वो आपका BMR ज़्यादा level पे बढ़ाती है और वो आपका जो catabolism है, जो भी आपका metabolism हो रहा है, जो आपका जैसे जो आप खा रही हैं वो बहुत जल्दी digest होता है. Plus वो आपका muscle mass भी बढ़ाता है rather than the fat mass. So it is very important that you include resistive training along with your cardio in order to lose the weight earliest possible. Next, this is a very advanced kind of technique, that is Pilates. This also helps. And now Pilates में best चीज़ is कि आपको कोई equipment की ज़रूरत नहीं है, आप केवल अपने body weight से ही lose कर सकती हैं. It is again 30 minutes of a session. And it is seen that by the end of 15 sessions, you start feeling the change. And by the 30th session, there's actually a drastic change that is happening inside your body. But again, I would like to tell you all these things, they are supposed to be done along with the diet, because only exercise or only diet do not help. You have to accumulate both the things in your regime, and that is how you're supposed to move forward. Another thing that I've seen, and this is mentioned in in the case study, that the lady is also having depression. She's also having a sleep deprived. In those cases, our Indian exercise, that is yoga, that is very much helpful. So इसके अंदर आप प्राणायाम कर सकती हैं. प्राणायाम के अंदर एक भ्रामरी होती है जो कि आपकी मेंटल स्टेबिलिटी और मेंटल पीस के लिए रिक्वायर्ड है. Then there is Nadi Shuddhi, that is also required for your mental peace and stability. It gives a vibration. जब आप उसको करते हैं, so there's a vibration that goes inside your body, and once that vibration goes and relaxes the mind, it automatically relaxes your hormones. It automatically, जैसे मैम ने बोला, melatonin and cortisol, it automatically works on all these hormones, and it helps you to get a good sleep. And a good sleep is definitely a good healthy body. You're supposed to sleep minimum 6 to 8 hours in a day. So yoga is definitely also a hormonal exercise. So जब आप वो करती हैं तो उसके थ्रू आपके जो hormones हैं आपकी body में वो regulate होते हैं. जब हमें PCOS की अगर एक्सरसाइज मॉड्यूल बनानी होती है तो हम फोकस करते हैं कि जो भी हम एक्सरसाइज करें वो अराउंड द पेल्विस करें, जहाँ पे हमारा रिप्रोडक्टिव ऑर्गन लोकेटेड है, ताकि सारा जो मेंटल the circuit is formed between the brain and the organ. So that is when the hormones which are required for regular and proper functioning of the organ, they are secreted, and that is how it helps. So in the end, I would like to tell you the benefits of the exercises. It is like it helps you to control your cholesterol levels. It boosts up your insulin sensitivity. It helps you in better sleep. It regulates your hormones and definitely weight loss, and ovulation is also improved. It is a myth where lots of females come to me and they think that menses mein hum exercise nahi kar sakte. That is a myth. You can definitely exercise in menses, but there is a schedule of exercising. अगर आप अपने menstrual phase में हैं, जब आपके periods चल रहे हैं, आपकी energy थोड़ी low होगी, तो हम उसमें exercise prescribe करते हैं कि आप low intensity exercises करिए, जैसे आप walking करिए, आप yoga कर सकती हैं. जब आप follicular phase में हैं, जब आपके आपका menses is over and then you are over to in the phase to lead to ovulation, that is luteal phase में आप जाने और menses खत्म होने के बीच का जो period होता है, उस पीरियड में आप हाई इंटेंसिटी या मॉडरेट इंटेंसिटी एक्सरसाइजेस कर सकती हैं. ये और ल्यूटियल फेज में आप हमेशा अगेन यू विल बी इन अ लो फेज, यू विल बी इन लो एनर्जी लेवल्स. इन दोस केसेस यू कैन डेफिनेटली गो डू पिलाटेस या फिर योगा, अगेन वॉकिंग. सो इट इज अ मिथ कि आप मेंस्ट्रुएशन में एक्सरसाइजेस नहीं कर सकती. रैदर जब आप मेंस्ट्रुएशन में एक्सरसाइज करेंगी तब आप अपने ब्रेन को और ज़्यादा आपके रिप्रोडक्टिव ऑर्गन के साथ कनेक्ट करेंगी, रिलेट करेंगी, एंड द ब्रेन इज एक्टिव एंड इट नोज दैट येस इट हैज टू फंक्शन नाउ वेल. एज डॉक्टर पुनिया said that the mind is the higher center and it is controlling the entire body and it is responsible for the functioning of your body. तो अगर आप अपने माइंड को अपनी बॉडी से कनेक्ट करेंगे, इफ यू अवेयर योरसेल्फ प्रॉपर्ली, definitely you can control this problem and it is absolutely you can prevent it to further spread. Thank you so much, ma'am. I think anything else that you would like me to take up? Anything else?
Mandakini, are you asking something?
I'm just asking. I'm done with my. I've given my inputs. Anything else you would like me to take up, ma'am?
We will come again to you. Now, thank you, Mandakini. A very, very nice way to present each and everything and every aspect of the exercise. So it is required how to go for exercise. We have so many type of exercise, and one myth which is very, very important to understand: you can exercise during the menstrual period. That's not a period to be a sedentary. And the one thing which very beautifully she has came out, the follicular phase and the luteal phase, and your exercise is different. You want to conceive, follow this advice. So this woman is very, very disturbed because of the acne, because of the hair. So we'll go to a young dermatologist, Dr. Natasha. Over to you, Natasha. This patient comes to you. She is already consulting Dr. Mandakini and Dr. Shilpa for diet and exercise. How you will treat her? Natasha?
Yes, good evening, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Ragini, for organizing this amazing panel. So we have a case where the patient is a 39-year-old obese woman. She has irregular periods, so the gynecologist obviously has already evaluated her. Coming to only the skin changes जो उनको होती है. अब ये patient में जो 3 skin changes है, सबसे पहली है one is hirsutism, which hirsutism basically means that you have excessive hair growth in a female in typical areas in which men get hair growth. So you will typically see a hair growth on the cheeks, on your neck area. You can also see it on your chest, around your nipple and areolar area. Even your underarm hair becomes thicker and more black. So these are signs of hirsutism. The second one जो ये patient में नहीं है but काफी common है and is seen in about 72 to 82% of patients with PCOS is acanthosis nigricans. I'm not going to get into the details of it, but जो acanthosis typically होती है कि blackening and thickening of the skin in your skin folds. So typically जब patient को आप examine जब करेंगे, especially around the neck, in their cubital fossa, in their axilla, in their groin area, these are areas that typically become thick and become blacker. Typically the patients complain कि doctor हम जितना भी scrub करें, जो भी creams use करें, जितना भी साफ रखें, that pigmentation is not going. So this is a sign indicating that yes, your patient might have acanthosis nigricans and it's time that you evaluate your PCOS status or refer the patient to a dermatologist. जो ये पेशेंट में है और जो काफी कॉमन है इन ऑलमोस्ट ऑल पेशेंट्स विद पीसीओएस इज एक्ने. नाउ एक्ने जो पीसीओएस पेशेंट्स में दिखती है इज टिपिकली अराउंड योर जॉ लाइन एरिया एंड योर अपर नेक एरिया एज वेल. So when we are looking at acne in this area, we know that, you know, since the lower jaw is affected, upper neck is affected, and these are very painful red angry lesions. अब acne के basically दो types होते हैं. One where you have your blackheads and your whiteheads, जो छोटे छोटे bumps below the skin दिखती है, and दूसरी type की acne जो होती है जो बहुत बड़े red angry painful pimples आ जाते हैं. So first is evaluating your patient and seeing what kind of acne आप suffer कर रहे हो. The second thing is to understand कि जब PCOS होती है, since there is already a hyperandrogen syndrome which is going on in the body, this in turn is, you know, increasing your sebaceous activity, and hence the patient usually feels that the skin is extra oily. Dandruff की problems होती है. Even after washing the face within 10 minutes or 15 minutes, the patient experiences a lot of oiliness on your cheeks. तो ये point बहुत important है to especially when I take my history, I ask कि do you feel oily? Do you sweat a lot? After you wash your face, how does your face feel? As we know that acne is not only hormonal, it is also a bacterial infection. So checking whether there is any other recurrent bacterial infections over the body. So a lot of people do experience recurrent folliculitis. This recurrent folliculitis is usually seen upper back area mein, on the sides of your arms, even on your thigh area. These are particular sites जो आपको बहुत you know, frequently pimples या painful nodules आ जाते हैं. Then coming to the other things that you can see recurrent skin tags, you can see a lot of flat spots, and as we already discussed, you can also see a lot of stretch marks in such patients because of the insulin overload which is going on in the body and the weight gain, the weight fluctuation and the hormonal fluctuations. Now going on to the next slide, we have already discussed how lifestyle and how your diet and psychosocial modification is necessary, so I'm not going to get into the details of this. फिर हम आएंगे कि when we are talking about acne management, especially in this patient, first is because it's a bacterial orientation, हम doxycycline, minocycline या azithromycin are the preferred antibacterial agents that we would like to use for acne. Isotretinoin in this patient is not a good option because one is she's already depressed, she already has sleep issues, and isotretinoin would just kind of like manifest and increase these issues, and hence we will only stick to antibacterials to treat and regulate this acne. Other than antibacterials, folic acid, vitamin D3, vitamin B12, myoinositol, these work very well if given over a period of 3 to 6 months. They help in boosting and your immunity and also regulating the hormonal imbalance, thus in return reducing your acne. But to treat acne basically in a PCOS, we have to understand that your diet, your lifestyle, working out, de-stressing, meditation, doing some form of exercise during the day is very important, and only in return, if your mind is happy, if your hormones are happy, your skin is going to be happy. Coming to the procedures which are available for this patient in acne is, I would suggest chemical peels to her. We can use the intense pulse light, which reduces the redness of the lesions. And for scarring, there is various other treatment modalities that can be done. This patient in particular, the photo that just came up, she had extremely painful lesions, as you can see, around the jawline, which left a lot of black marks. This is just by diet and weight correction. Also, she was started on an oral contraceptive pill, vitamin D3 and myoinositol, and you can immediately see the change in her skin texture, the glow, the pigmentation, and also there is a reduction in weight. So this is a gradual process. Don't expect it. Don't stress that if you don't see changes in 1 month or 2 months. It is an overall lifestyle modification and change that we're trying to do in your body, and hence it takes about 3 to 6 months minimum. Now coming to the second issue that she had hirsutism, which basically, as I explained, means thicker, longer, darker hair in areas that females don't typically get hair. So beard area, mustache area, around your cheeks, upper neck. These are areas that typically the hair increases. So management wise, you can obviously at home start waxing, de-epilation, shaving techniques. I do think shaving is better than waxing because that constant waxing can also lead to other issues as increase in pigmentation and inflammation in these areas. So laser hair reduction is the best once your hormonal profile is under control. Until you can reach the phase where you can start laser hair reduction, you can start on an eflornithine hydrochloride cream, which basically reduces this facial hair growth and it blocks the ornithine decarboxylase enzyme. Not getting into the details, but eflornithine only works as long as you're using it. So the minute you stop using eflornithine, again, your hair growth and your hair cycle is going to start if your hormones are not regularized. And the third issue that she had, which was androgenic alopecia, also known as female pattern hair loss. Typically, as you see in the pictures that I have shown, that they are in 3 major types. The male pattern where you start losing hair from the sides. The female pattern where you typically lose hair on the center in a Christmas tree pattern. And the autoimmune type where you lose hair in a coin shape, which is known as alopecia areata. All this is because your hair follicle is a reservoir for hormones, and this increase in DHT binding to the receptors, it's shrinking your follicles, and धीरे धीरे से आपकी hair fall भी बढ़ जाती है, आपकी you lose luster in your hair, और dry और limp लगने लगती है, and you can also see bunches of hair loss जो होती है उसके साथ. When we come to treating alopecia or hair loss, testing and vitamin supplementation is very important. Diet correction is extremely important here as well. Minoxidil is the only FDA approved topical management which we can use to stimulate this growing phase in your hair. तो minoxidil की lotions आती है जो काफी safe होती है even in females. You could start with a 2 to 5% lotion which can be applied anytime, once or twice a day. If it is a very severe form of hair loss and your hormones have already been controlled and regularized, hair transplant is also a very good option where your entire hair doesn't need to be shaved. Hair is taken from the back and again implanted in the area, specifically in the front, जहाँ सबसे ज़्यादा problem होती है when you have balding patches. PRP again is very good to promote hair growth. So कोई भी type की hair fall हो, nutritional हो, stress induced हो, या even hormonal हो, PRP is extremely good. On the next slide, I've shown a picture of 2 women. The first one is a woman, 37-year-old lady, and the second one is a picture of again a 27-year-old girl. Both of these had underlying PCOS. As you can see, first photo में उनकी central thinning ज़्यादा हो गई है. Again, correction of your diet, lifestyle changes, exercise, supplementing with your nutrition, reducing stress as our previous panelists have emphasized on. And again, PRP was done in these 2 patients. This is a change in 3 to 4 months. So overall, for any skin changes, we need to work with our gynecologists, psychologists, our physiotherapists, a dietitian. It's, you know, it's a multidisciplinary treatment, and skin alone, to treat skin issues alone, आपको अंदर की जो hormonal imbalances हो रही है, जो आप diet में गलत ले रहे हो, जो आप lifestyle में गलत कर रहे हो, वो changes करने के बाद ही आपको skin में differences दिखेंगे. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr.
Yeah, please, the slide is हेलो हेलो
Yes, ma'am, you are audible. You are audible.
या स्लाइड दिखाइए ना.
हाँ दिख रही है स्लाइड. नेक्स्ट
अच्छा
स्लाइड.
मेरे में नहीं दिख रही है, मेरे से पुरानी वाली
Change the
स्लाइड.
slide.
There is a nutrition, there is a exercise and therapy. Yeah, now it has come. So it is very clearly, in short, in this slide, what we have talked about the nutrition, physical activity, sleep, and behavioral support, and the smoky cessation is given. So now I think, Deepika, if we have few questions, with this we can stop and we can ask the question to our moderator or all the specialists.
There is a question: how long to continue medication for treatment of hirsutism?
Yeah, Dr. Natasha.
Natasha?
Hirsutism basically first is that after we check your free testosterone and DHEAS, we're going to try to normalize that. So we can start anti-androgens like spironolactone or flutamide. Spironolactone typically can continue orally for a period of 2 years at least if there are no other renal or cardiac changes which are seen. Along with that, once your hormones are normalized, laser hair reduction is the best and best option for excessive hair. But I was also talking about eflornithine cream, which can be used. This can be continued again for a duration of 1 to 2 years. But as I mentioned, that the effect only lasts as long as you use the cream. The minute you stop using the cream, if your hormones are not balanced and regularized, you're going to see the hair growth again. So the cream, in short, just gives you very good coverage for that period when we're trying to regularize those hormones. Over the next 6 to 9 months, once your hormones are more regular, you can go in for laser hair reduction.
Ma'am, we have some two hands raised. Two hands raised, and we've allowed Dr. Vipula Garg. She can speak out and ask her question.
There is a question regarding the keto diet. Is the keto diet right for losing weight?
I think Dr. Shilpa is not there.
Shilpa is not there.
Dr.
Ma'am,
Shilpa
you
is
can
not
answer
there.
that.
I think keto diet is a very controversial diet. Yes, for a short time one can join the keto diet, but for a long-term lifestyle modification, if you are talking, keto diet is not the answer. Lifestyle modification is something you have to be on diet for permanent basis. So for the keto diet, nobody can follow whole life. For just an immediate obesity to decrease your weight, yes, you can have, but to go for a normal type of a long-term, proper, balanced meal, which you can follow for whole life.
Actually, when you start diet, when we start the keto,
to raise hand is there, let them talk, whatever they want to ask. Deepika,
yes, ma'am.
Ask them.
There is a hand raised by Dr. Professor Rekha Sachan. So, ma'am, if you want to speak, you can unmute and ask your question. Then we have Dr. Vipula Garg. She can unmute if she wants to ask her question. Dr. Indu Kumari.
Meanwhile, can we ask one question from a viewer? That is use of biotin in PCOD. Dr. Ragini, can you please answer that? Hello.
Dr. Poonam Gupta, she wants to ask a question, ma'am. Meanwhile,
yes,
she can ask.
I want to ask if this is a 17-year-old girl having cabergoline, having hyperprolactinemia corrected by cabergoline, and MRI is okay. Then diet is her diet is routine diet, and due to study pressure, she cannot exercise that way कि वो कहीं जाए डांस वगैरह करे. तो उसको अल्ट्रासाउंड है इसका PCO लाइक और हार्मोन पैरामीटर ठीक हैं, लेकिन हर्सुटिज्म की ग्रोथ थोड़ी सी उसकी है. तो हाउ वी शुड मैनेज?
हेलो, मेरा सिग्नल आ गया है. नाउ आई कैन टॉक.
Yes, ma'am, please. Ma'am, there is a 17-year-old girl. Doctor, can you ask the question again, please?
I have heard little bit. She wants to ask something about prolactin, and the girl does not want to
exercise.
You know,
she doesn't get time to exercise.
I don't understand. as the exercise is concerned, I just can't agree with anyone that this girl cannot do exercise because of the study pressure. Because exercise is her first line of treatment. She has the time to brush her teeth. She has the time to eat her food. She has the time to talk to the friends. She has the time to go on the WhatsApp. She has the time to go on the social media. Why can't she take out the 45 minutes for the exercise? And that 45 minutes cannot be, it is not necessarily she do the exercise 45 minutes together. It is our mentality. This is the therapy, CBT. This is the cognitive behavioral therapy. She needs to understand the importance of the exercise and the diet. No girl, no woman can be treated for the PCOD, any lifestyle disease, if she is not ready to do the exercise, she is not ready to do the diet in her problem. So the first answer to your question is that girl need a therapy. Exercise is much for her life. There is no steady pressure which cannot give her 30 minutes in whole day to do the exercise. She does not need to go outside. There are so many videos are available. A person can walk 5 miles, 10 miles in the room with the exercise.
Ma'am, I have given her estrogen with cyproterone. For 3 months, her hair growth has reduced, but she is having severe depression. Should I stop it?
No, what I'm saying, if she is having a severe depression, take a help of a clinical psychologist. The whole motto behind this particular webinar is to tell everything we should not treat as a gynecologist. We should have a group of specialists with us. Only then we can do justice with our patient. And these patients, they require a specialized therapy which can be given with a trained psychologist only. If she is having a depression in such a young age of the 17 years, how she is going to go for the whole life? And if you are able to catch a girl at the age of 17 for the PCO at such a young age, she has complete life in front of her. You cannot keep her for a OCP or longer period, and the cyproterone acetate combination has a black box warning. And it is very clearly said that the girl who are on this type of the hormones have a more chances of the thromboembolic phenomena. So we cannot put these girls for a longer time on this type of the OCP also. For depression, and this depression will again increase more of the PCO as you have listened in the whole of this thing. So she needs a psychological help, she needs a exercise, she needs a diet. Yes, after a treatment of 4 to 6 months of the cyproterone acetate, you can stop this treatment. And again, if she is having a hirsutism, she might require help of a dermatologist also. And in my practice, what I found is anti-androgen like Aldactone is a better drug of choice for a girl who is having a lots of hirsutism than the cyproterone acetate. And the second thing, sometimes we give a local androgen also. I think, Natasha, you will be a better person to answer this hirsutism question, part of this complete question. Natasha, are you there?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, please take over the hirsutism.
So as we already discussed, spironolactone or aldactone is a better anti-androgen in this case. Other than that, basically for management for hirsutism, nothing much can be done. At home, the patient can shave, the patient can wax or epilate, you can do bleaching, you can do electrolysis. But out of all these options, shaving is better because waxing or epilation or any bleaching tendency, already when there is so much inflammation in the skin because of the hormonal imbalance and the insulin in the skin as well, is just going to lead to more allergy, more pigmentation, and a poor texture outcome at the end of it. So if the patient's very worried, I think yes, waxing or shaving is the best option for right now. You can start a topical eflornithine cream twice a day, but the effects and the results of this will only last as long as you're using the cream. After her hormones have regularized and her prolactin levels have reduced, her testosterone and DHEAs has reduced, then we can think of doing a laser hair reduction.
Ma'am, I should stop cyproterone acetate with ethynyl estradiol.
Madam, we have clearly cleared it. You cannot give a cyproterone acetate with a estrogen for a very, very long time, and you have to change the treatment, because this particular hormone has a black box warning and is found to be more of the thromboembolic phenomena. So continuously for years and years, you cannot put a young girl, adolescent girl, on the OCPs of any kind, and specifically a OCP who's having this type of progesterone.
So I should give her spironolactone at least for 2 years.
First, you put this patient for the antidepressive therapy and for the exercise. I think whatever you are giving, this will give her more benefit if she will go for along with this thing. Yes, if you want to give for a longer period, then it is always better to switch to the aldactone. And for the hair which is there, if it is the longer time, the hair which is already there, they are not going to go. They need finally a laser reduction therapy along with the hormonal balance. Any other question?
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other question?
Ma'am, there is Dr. Sunita Gupta. She would like to ask a question. She just raised her hand. Dr. Sunita, you can ask your question. Please unmute yourself. Which serum insulin is significant, fasting or random?
There's nothing called random. There's nothing called random blood sugar. There's nothing called random insulin. Insulin or blood sugar is always checked, either fasting and then in relation with the food. Random word is only for a random situation. It's not for any find out to any disease or manage any disease.
There is one question in the Q&A box which says, can you please upload the sleep disorder questionnaire on emails of all the attendees?
Dr. Dogra, are you there?
Dr. Pratibha?
So I think Deepika, you have to take from the Dogra and send to your every person on the email.
Right. Because it says in Hindi and in English, please distribute.
Hindi वो अपने आप कर लेंगे, हम तो English में भेज देंगे.
Ma'am, there is a question for Dr.
When
Mandakini.
they convert in the Hindi, they will send back to me also.
Yes. Ma'am, there is a question for Dr. Mandakini. What is heat exercise?
Yeah.
Sorry?
Over to Mandakini.
What is a heat exercise?
Ma'am, can you, is it HIIT or HEAT?
HEAT, heat exercise.
I'm sorry, it could be HIIT. It is yes, it is high intensity exercise training.
Yes,
I have not heard about. Yes, I have not
spelled
heard about anything called as HEAT
Heat
exercise.
Yeah.
So this is high intensity exercises. So this is nothing but, as I mentioned in my dosage for this is FIT principle when I was discussing. So this is a high intensity जहाँ पे आपका जो cardiorespiratory rate होता है, हम उसको maximum level तक लेके जाते हैं.
मेरा सिग्नल जा रहा है.
तो हम जो आपका कार्डियो का जो लेवल होता है उसको हम मैक्सिमम हार्ट रेट पे लेके जाते हैं. That is what a high intensity exercise training deals with.
Okay, thank you.
It definitely helps us in reducing, you know, if you have to reduce weight, it is definitely prescribed, but it has to go in a prescription manner. Like first you have to start with low intensity, then moderate, and then high intensity.
Thank you. There's another question for Natasha. There's an 35-year-old lady who's overweight with hair loss. She has had a hysterectomy done, subtotal. So that means that the ovaries are still there. So how will you help that patient?
So in this patient, since we know that, as I explained, hair loss is two types. It could be your nutrition and stress induced or hormonal induced. So one is general counseling about the nutrition, avoiding any high glycemic index foods, more green leafy vegetables, adding more omega-3 fatty acids, and basically just eating the rainbow. So diet counseling is very important in this. Your hair care habits is again very important. So the way you towel dry your hair, the way you're oiling your hair, the way you're shampooing your hair, this is destruction that the person is doing with their own hands when, especially if they're experiencing hair loss and hair fall. In this patient particularly, because she's had a partial hysterectomy, there is a hormonal, there's a lot of stress issue also that is happening in the body. And minoxidil would work very well in preserving her hair. If not, no new hair growth, what minoxidil will actually do is it will prevent the shrinking of the follicles that are taking place because of the hormonal imbalance, and it will rescue and keep your hair the way it is. It might not make you get new hair growth, but it will at least prevent further thinning and further hair loss. Other than this, supplementation with vitamin D3, B12 and biotin if needed are good options.
There is another question for Natasha. Natasha, is tablet biotin of any use for hair loss?
Biotin, theoretically, if you do not have a deficiency in biotin, it's not going to help you much if you take a biotin supplement. But most of the times, and most of the girls who face hair loss and hair fall in today's times have some nutritional deficiency. So most of the biotin tablets that are in the market right now come as a combination. So you might have biotin with calcium panthenate, you will have biotin with your other vitamin Bs, with your folic acid, with iron. So this combination of biotin with your other vitamins is what helps, and not biotin alone, unless you have a biotin deficiency.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
There's a question, how long can you continue the medicine for treatment of hirsutism?
Medicine, which medicine? Which medicine?
Just like that, continue medication.
See, spironolactone can be continued, but oral contraceptive pills, if they are given, if you use something like cyproterone, it is not to be continued beyond 6 months. And in between, you will have to give some period of, stoppage. Especially in adolescents, we don't give and such medicines, but lifestyle management is better. And for hirsutism, I think there is what Natasha told, the treatment of lifestyle management with lasers and all, the hair which has already come will not go.
I think we have to come up with one more PCO in detail only for the question answer. And now the time is being approaching. I will thank each and every of the panelists who are here and the viewers. And मिलते रहेंगे फिर मेरा सिग्नल बीच में जा रहा है. So I will say bye-bye to everyone.
Ma'am, thank you very much for organizing such wonderful webinars. From Jackson Pearl, the makers of Cystelia M, the right combination of 40:1 ratio of myoinositol and D-chiroinositol, Cystelia 35, the OC pill for PCOS, and the trusted Jepitone iron syrup enriched with zinc and vitamin B complex. We also have Lycored Preg sachet containing L-arginine, lycopene and DHA for avoiding pregnancy complications. So here I am, Dr. Deepika, with my colleagues, and we all thank all the experts for sharing such immense knowledge today. And we are truly appreciative of the presence of our attendees. With your unending support, we hope to go a long way in knowledge sharing. So thank you so very much to all the panelists, especially Dr. Ragini, for organizing such wonderful webinars for all of us. Thank you very much.